Let me share my screen. And today we are going to discuss completing sentences with clauses or phrases. Okay, before we start completing sentences, we have to remember some of the
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
welcome salam, we make in exam hall while answering this particular question. Now, sentences must be written in full. What actually happens? Most of you simply, or many of you, not most of you, many of you or some of you are too lazy to pick up the full sentence in your exam copy. So you end up scoring 0 mark. See the example. A person dash can succeed in life. Naturally, in the blank, we have to use what type of person. That is either it's an adjective clause or it's an adjective phrase. Now let's see what the answer we teachers find in your copy. Who is industrious? Oblique, working hard. See that both the answers are okay. What's the problem? Problem is that you will get no marks because the correct answer is a person who is industrious can succeed in life. We have to write the full sentence. Also, we have to underline the answer we have given, and we have to also add a full stop. This is the correct answer. Now let us go to the next point. If there is a subordinate clause, a comma should be used to separate the clauses. Sometimes the question may not have that clause. Sometimes not all the subordinate clauses have comma. We have to be careful about putting comma when we complete the sentence. See, for example, if you come here, dash, if you come here is a conditional clause, first condition. The second structure should be subject plus can, may, or will plus base form of the verb. It's a condition we can fulfill. So what your answer comes, sometimes, if you come here, you will get a coupon. You have not put any comma. Maybe in some cases, you can be exempted of losing mark. It may not happen. The teacher, it maybe deal harshly. So what the answer? Correct answer. If you come here, you have to give a comma. You will get a good coupon. You have to underline your answer. Okay. Let us go to the next page. What about the number 3 point? The sentence part, which is written to complete the sentence, should be underlined. We have shown it. Let's see again. Example: though we were late. Though we were late. This clause indicates a comparison, an opposite idea. Though indicates two opposing ideas are joined by though in subordinating conjunction in complex sentence. Usually we find your answer some, though we were late, we could complete the task. No underline, no comma. The correct answer should be, though we were late, comma, we could complete the task. We have already shown it in the previous example. Now, what about problem number 4? Proverbs must be completed according to the actual proverbs. Sometimes some of you, finding no other way, try to create your own proverb. Proverb cannot be accepted in some other way except its true version. Because proverbs are wise words, I've already told you in the last class, proverbs are wise words which have centuries or thousands of years of history and truthness and validity. So we cannot change the proverb. Example, make hay, and the answer we may find in your exam copy appears, make hay while the sun rises. I have underlined the wrong part. Or make hay while sun shines. Or make hay after the sun shines. So all the red, see that maybe you have marked already, noticed all the red answers are your answers, which are sometimes faulty. So the correct answer should be, make hay while the sun shines. While the sun shines should be completed with an underlining, and also see that usually the dictionary does not indicate any sort of comma to be put after make hay. So make hay while the sun shines. Next point, punctuation marks and capitalization should be used properly. That's a very important point which students often ignore. They think that, okay, it can be accepted, maybe it doesn't matter, it matters. Let's see the example. When I went there, the answer may appear in your copy like, given answer, when I went there, I found all my close friends. There is no comma, no full stop. Next version, when I went there, comma, here I is small, found all my close friends, whereas friends, F is capital. I is never small letter when I indicates first person, singular number. And there is no reason you use friends if it is not in sort of addressing. So you don't need to use friends with F in capital. So the correct answer, when I went there, comma, I found all my close friends. Okay, here, please remember to underline the finished part. Here it is not underlined, but be careful. We have to always underline it. Okay. Now let us start solving Dhaka Board 2016. We will see the example, or we will see the question. We will discuss the structure. Also, we will learn the possible correct answer. Okay. Completing sentences, Dhaka Board 2016. Always remember this type of question, completing sentences with clauses or phrases. Today, I'm not going to discuss clauses. What is a clause? What is a phrase? Simply, a clause has a subject and a finite verb, and a phrase does not have a subject and does not have a finite verb. These are basic differences between a clause and a phrase, but the main their similarities that both a clause and a phrase, they act like a part of speech in a sentence. They are like any part of speech. Anyway, so for the first sentence of Dhaka Board 2016, smoking is a habit which, see that habit which the rest of the part which is related to which, the word which indicates an adjective, sense of adjective, which qualifies the habit. What type of habit? Which. Now let's see the structure. Which plus subject plus V1. Smoking is a habit. We use V1 or present tense of the verb when we discuss about something, something natural, something always happens, like this. So the possible answer can be smoking is a habit which damages the lungs, which causes illness to our body, which kills people, like this. Any related negative impact of smoking. Subject is this. Now let us go to question number B, sentence part B. Many people go on smoking. So see that the second sentence indicates or keeps the theme. So all these 5 sentences bear a single theme. The theme is smoking and its related aspects of negative things or what we should do to avoid things. So accordingly, we have to answer our or complete the rest of the sentences according to this theme. Many people go on smoking, though. So the structure though creates an adverb clause. Adverb clause of concession means though we actually join two opposing ideas. Many people go on smoking. They smoke, though. So we have to write subject plus adverb clause to indicate a direct, indirect, opposite idea, to indicate an opposite idea. So what can be the opposite idea? Many people go on smoking, though they know its bad effects, though they are aware of its bad effects, though they are aware of its harmful effects. They know its harmful effects, still they smoke. These two things are opposing ideas. We use though in complex structure, we use but in compound structure, we use in spite of or despite in simple structure. Now let's see sentence number C. There is dash before at the first of the sentence. Dash we will suffer a lot. We can use a conditional, right? If we the sentence part may start with if, it's a conditional structure. The structure if or unless plus subject plus V1. Always we use V1 to indicate a thing that happens regularly. That is called first conditional. First conditionals are conditionals which these conditions, we can fulfill these conditions. We can use affirmative sentence with if or negative structure with if. If we smoke, we will suffer a lot. If we do not discontinue smoking, if you do not keep away from smoking, we will suffer a lot. The same thing unless we'll go with an affirmative structure. Unless we stop smoking, unless we discontinue smoking, unless we give up smoking, like this. The first conditional, see that the possible answer I have already given. If we continue smoking, we will suffer a lot. Or I have already mentioned the other version. If we do not stop smoking, unless we stop smoking, the same. So if plus negative structure, if clause, a adverb clause of condition, first condition. Let us go question number D. People cannot give up smoking easily because. So this part indicates another adverb clause of reason. With because we use or we indicate reason. The structure should be because plus subject plus V1 present form adverb clause of reason. So the answer can be people cannot give up smoking easily because they are addicted to it. Now we have to place a valid reason, a true reason. When someone cannot give up something bad, it means that he or she is too much eager for it, too much willing to use or exercise on it. It's called addiction. So because they are addicted to it, we have put a comma and the rest of the part is underlined. Okay. Now, what about sentence number E? So, attempts must be made by us too. So, this part indicates that we should use a phrase. What is a phrase? A phrase does not have a finite verb. So naturally, you may ask me what is a finite verb? A finite verb is a verb that indicates a tense. To plus verb, verb plus ing, or past participle, these forms of the verbs do not indicate tense. So they form phrases. So attempts should be made by us to what? The structure. To plus verb V1 infinitive phrase or adverb phrase of purpose. Now, so that attempts must be made by us too. We will make attempts so that we can achieve something. So it indicates a purpose. So this is the infinitive phrase of purpose or adverb phrase of purpose. So the answer can come. So attempts must be made by us to stop this habit, to give up this habit, to refrain ourselves from this habit. The context should be the same from the beginning to the end. Based on the theme, what is the theme of this exercise? All from A to E is smoking as a habit and the ways to avoid this habit. These are all we talk about 2016. Now let us move to talk about 2017. There goes a proverb. As usual, I have already discussed that proverbs should be like its actual version, original version. We cannot alter, we cannot change a proverb because proverb carries centuries of years of or millennia of knowledge and experience and prudence. So now there goes a proverb. And what sort of proverb you will choose, you do not know. This is the first sentence of the question. So what we have to do, we have to actually look at the next sentence before we write this. Let us see the next sentence. Okay, let me give you the structure. What is the structure? Very easy. Correct proverb according to the sentence that follow. Now, what the sentence that follow, we'll learn it in the next sentence. Anyway, so let us simply write the proverb because I have that question with me. Then you will see what happens in the next sentence. The answer I have written here. There goes a proverb that a stitch in time saves nine, or it can be a proverb like there goes a proverb that time and tide wait for none. Now see, there's a confusion in the grammarians. It can be time and tide waits for none when time and tide is considered a single unit, single subject of same nature, or time and tide wait for none when time and tide are dealt separately as separate subjects. Both are accepted. Now, why I have written this proverb? Because I know what comes next. Since you are seeing it to a slide, you do not know yet. Let us go to the second sentence. Though lost wealth can be regained by hard work, lost time. So this second sentence indicates that we have to deal with time. This is why I have already mentioned the previous page. I have mentioned the proverb. Okay, there are many proverbs based on time. At least you can name 4 proverbs. A stitch in time saves 9. Time and tide wait for none. Already we have written one proverb in the previous board question, like make hay while the sun shines. Also, a stitch in time saves time. Make hay while the sun shines. Time and tide wait for none. Then heat the iron or strike the iron when it is hot. There are 4 proverbs. Anyway, now let us go to the next. Though lost wealth can be regained by hard work, lost time. Here again, this sentence part indicates uh, a presentation of 2 opposing ideas. Lost wealth can be regained by hard work. Lost time. So since it is affirmative, naturally we can guess the next part should be negative, otherwise they cannot present 2 opposing ideas. So the structure can be lost time plus verb 1, modal verb, because the first subordinate part, the part with though, contains a modal verb can. So the rest part should follow the same structure. Also passive form. Subject is lost time. So lost time, lost wealth. Here the subject, the first subordinate, the subject of the subordinate clause is lost wealth. The structure is passive. So the same passive structure should follow in the principal clause. Lost time can be regained by hard work. Cannot be regained by hard work. Lost wealth can be regained by hard work. Lost time cannot be regained by any means. So instead of using or repeating the same words, we should try to create some new words to give beauty to the sentence. Okay. Let's go to C. Time is so valuable that, so again, time. Time is so valuable that, structure is that plus subject plus modal. It's simply okay. Time is so valuable that plus subject plus modal. Let us see. This part should indicate how much valuable. How much valuable. Time is so valuable that we should never waste time. Time is so valuable that we should always maintain or make the best use of time, like this. So we can use here negative structure or affirmative structure based on the sense. Okay, what about sentence number D? Those who dash cannot shine in light. So the part with who to be completed indicates an adjective clause which describes the person those. Those, what type of person, what type of those who dash cannot stand in life. Now we have to use a sentence part that will actually explain the reason why those people cannot stand in life. The structure should be who plus verb one adjective clause because uh, it happens always. We use verb one to indicate something, some event happening always, all the time. So what can be the possible answer? Those who do not make proper use of time cannot stand in life. We can use affirmative structure like those who ignore proper use of time, those who waste time. You can try to use the easiest answer possible. Easiest but lucid, but beautiful. That's the thing. Meaningful. Now, what about E? Dash, you must be successful. Naturally, this part, we are left to complete the subordinate clause part. It indicates a condition. And since the principal clause part contains must, we can use first condition because first condition indicates that this condition can be fulfilled, and this is also this is a condition which we have to use or we can use as an advice. So what is the structure? Structure if plus subject plus V1, adverb clause of condition, first condition. Okay. So what can be the answer? Possible answer? If you make the best use of time, if you do not waste time, if you make proper use of time, you must be successful in life. As usual, we have to underline the answer part with a comma. Says if is a subordinate clause, you must be successful. This is principal clause. Anyway, so what happens in your copies? I have already shown it. Be careful because our small mistakes may make us suffer from losing marks, which are really essential. We are not learning things just to pass the exam. You are English version students, so your main medium is English. You cannot afford to be mistaken in your use of language. We have to always remember this foreign language should be used all through our life for our everyday perfection. So completing sentences is an exercise you have to deal with very carefully, and also do not show negligence. I have shown the weak areas of this particular question. I hope you will be careful in the next class and also in all the next exams and in your exercises so that you can make full score in this sentence. So these are all with complete sentences with clause and phrase. Also, I have also told you to be careful about using clause and phrase. I've already told you to be careful about the use of clauses. Noun clause, there are noun clauses, there are adjective clauses, there are adverb clauses. Also, there are phrases starting with to plus verb, starting with ing, starting with past participle. So practice these exercises more and more to avoid mistakes. Thank you all for attending my lecture. So these are all with, let me stop sharing. Now let us come to the conclusion, boys. So I must thank you for attending to my lecture, and I hope you will try your best to avoid these mistakes and also make yourselves more perfect in presenting answers in your course. Thank you all. See you in the next class.
Sir, I have a request, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, can you give us a list of proverbs in the next class,
Of course, I'll be
which are
happy.
important?
I'll be happy. We'll also not only this give it a list, we will try to do exercise in the next class. Okay, I will mention the proverb. You will try to answer, or I will simply give the answer of the proverbs, so that maybe we can learn 20 to 30 proverbs. That will be enough for all of our life, whole life. Thank you
Uh,
for your
Yes,
interest.
thank you.
Okay, see you next class.